Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been following the Green Bay Packers this season, you know that the team entered this past Sunday's game with a lot of expectations. After all, they were riding high after winning their first 2 games, looking sharp, confident, and seemingly unbeatable. The victories over the Detroit Lions and Washington Commanders had fans dreaming big, imagining another deep playoff run, maybe even a Super Bowl appearance. But as we all saw, football is unpredictable, and sometimes those early wins can lull a team into a false sense of security. That's exactly what happened to Green Bay when they traveled to Cleveland to face the Browns. And let me tell you, the outcome was not what anyone hoped for. It was a tough, humbling loss for the Packers, falling 13-10 in a game that many are calling embarrassing, especially considering how dominant they looked just a week or 2 ago. Going into that game, the general consensus among fans and analysts was that Green Bay should have had no trouble handling Cleveland. I mean, they looked impressive in their previous wins, and with such a talented roster, expectations were sky high. But football, as you all know, is a game of adjustments, injuries, and sometimes overconfidence. And in this case, the Packers' struggles were clear. Injuries played a significant role. Zach Tom and Aaron Banks, 2 vital pieces of the offensive line, were unavailable, and that made a noticeable difference in how the offense functioned. Cleveland's defensive front, known for their strength and relentless pressure, was able to keep Jordan Love under constant duress, preventing him from finding any rhythm or consistency. It's no secret that the offensive line has been a concern for Green Bay this season, and with those injuries, it became even more apparent how much they rely on their starters to protect Love and give him time to operate. And that's not all. Special teams played a crucial role in this game, as it often does in close NFL contests. The Packers, who have been trying to build consistency in that phase, once again faltered. Late in the fourth quarter, a blocked field goal by Cleveland's special teams unit gave the Browns a prime opportunity to clinch the victory. That mistake was a turning point, and it highlighted how every single phase of the game needs to be sharp if Green Bay wants to compete at the highest level. It's a reminder that even a seemingly small mistake can have huge consequences in the NFL, especially when facing a team like Cleveland that is disciplined and hungry. But beyond the game itself, what's really interesting and concerning, from a leadership perspective, is how the team's players and coaching staff reacted afterward. Specifically, the comments made by Rasheed Walker, the Packers' starting left tackle. You see, after their Week 2 win over Washington, Walker was brimming with confidence, even telling reporters that he thought the Packers could go undefeated this season. That kind of bravado isn't uncommon in football, especially after a couple of wins, but it can be dangerous if not tempered with humility and focus. And just a few days later, after the loss to Cleveland, head coach Matt Lafleur had to address those comments, and you could tell he wasn't pleased. Lafleur, always a composed and strategic coach, took a subtle shot at Walker's remarks, emphasizing that the goal every week is to go 1-0. He made it clear that talking about long-term success or undefeated seasons is secondary to the immediate task at hand, winning the next game. That's a key lesson for this young, talented team, which is still in the process of learning how to handle success and setbacks. Now, it's important to emphasize that this loss, while disappointing, isn't catastrophic. It's early in the season, and the Packers haven't lost ground in their division or the NFC overall. In fact, this game serves as a crucial learning moment, one that hopefully will serve as a wake-up call for the young roster. Remember, Green Bay is one of the NFL's youngest teams, probably the youngest team in the league, for the 3rd year in a row. That's both a challenge and an opportunity. Young teams tend to be inconsistent, prone to overlooking opponents or getting caught up in their own hype, but they also have the potential to learn quickly, adapt, and grow stronger from setbacks like this. So, while this game was a stumble, it doesn't define the season. If anything, it could be a pivotal moment that refocuses the team on their fundamentals and discipline. Looking ahead, the Packers have some key areas to address. The offensive line, for starters, needs to find a way to gel despite injuries. Jordan Love showed flashes of brilliance, but he also felt the pressure and was hurried often, which affected his decision-making. And that's something that can be fixed with time, coaching, and game experience. The defense, too, has shown resilience, but they'll need to tighten up their coverage and pass rush, especially against more potent offenses. Special teams, as always, must improve. Those little plays can make or break a game. The coaching staff, led by Lafleur, is experienced enough to rally the team and correct course. But it's clear that the players must stay humble, work harder, and stay focused on the process rather than getting caught up in the hype of early successes. And for the fans listening, you've seen the passion, the highs, and the lows that come with supporting this team. Green Bay is known for resilience, for that never-say-die attitude, and for a storied history of overcoming adversity. This season is no different. The NFC North is competitive, and every game counts. The Vikings, Bears, and Lions are all hungry, eager to take the division crown, but Green Bay has the talent and leadership to bounce back. The key is unity, discipline, and a little humility, remembering that every opponent is a challenge and no game is guaranteed. The season is still young, and there's plenty of football left to be played. The Packers have the talent, the coaching, and the mental toughness to turn this setback into motivation. It's about learning from mistakes, staying disciplined, and focusing on the next game. That's what champions do. And as fans, we should keep the faith, keep supporting, and remember that this team has the potential to come back stronger than ever. The journey to another Super Bowl isn't over yet, but moments like these test a team's character and resolve. And I believe that Green Bay, with all its history and grit, will respond the right way. So as we look toward future games, it's essential to remember that setbacks are part of the process. The young players, especially those like Love and Walker, are still developing, and this season is a valuable chapter in their growth. The coaching staff will undoubtedly analyze every detail and make adjustments. And the fans, stay loud, stay proud, because this team feeds off your energy. The NFC North is a battlefield, and every game is a fight for respect and supremacy. But Green Bay's identity has always been about resilience, community, and fighting until the last whistle. That's what makes this team special, and I have no doubt that they'll learn from this loss and come back even stronger. Now, just imagine the possibilities ahead. The team has shown flashes of brilliance, and with some tweaks, they can elevate their game. The defense has the talent to be dominant, and Jordan Love, despite the rough patch, has the skills to lead this offense to new heights. The offensive line is a work in progress, but with patience and effort, they can become a formidable unit. All of this points to a season that is far from over, and the NFC North, as competitive as ever, is waiting for the Packers to reassert their dominance. The journey continues, and the story isn't finished yet. Green Bay has faced adversity before, and they've always come out stronger. So let's keep the faith, stay tuned, and get ready for what's next because the Packers are far from done. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this game and this loss? Do you think it's a wake-up call or just a bump in the road? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to this team. Remember, football is a game of highs and lows, and it's how you respond that defines you. I'll be back soon with more updates, analysis, and all the latest Green Bay Packers news. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and as always, Go Pack Go.